Our problems aren't as big as what we think they are. When we're in the midst of our struggle and we can't see a way out, we have to find one. We have to know that we get thrown really hard obstacles and challenges. The struggle will always be there, but it's our ability and our mindset to say, okay, what is this teaching me? What am I learning? How am I going to overcome this? There's so much things that have happened to me in my life that was sent to destroy me, but I overcame it and I got through it. Probably one of my biggest life lessons to date is that welcome to Krystal Rowe Impact, a space dedicated to empowering you to be the change that your bloodline has been waiting for. Join me and together, let's inspire change. Anyone else feel like they're at the point in their life where it's just hard, where everything's a struggle, or have you hit a brick wall? Because, man, this year for me and my family has had its challenges, and it's really eye-opening to see that a lot of people have been struggling and that life keeps throwing its punches and the world doesn't stop turning for anybody or anything. And it's just one thing after another. And for me, I'm in a lot of reflection at the moment on what are these challenges trying to teach me? What haven't I learned from past lessons? And where am I at? Where am I going? And what are the upgrades that I need to have in order to get to where I'm going? I'm going to share with you a little story about our morning routine. So for those of you that are just tuning in, I am a mum of 8 children, ages between 5 and 11. So as you can imagine, in the mornings, it's crazy. Getting breakfast ready, getting dressed. We have 5 girls, so making sure their hair's all ready for the day and just getting lunches and their jobs done and their chores done. And so it's just so full on. It can be really high energy and really, really intense. And that's life too. Sometimes there's moments in the day that are more stressful and more full on than others. And then there's moments of calm and peace and silence. So when we are trying to get the kids out the door before 8 o'clock, and there's so much going on, so much noise, music might be playing in the background, or they might be fighting and picking on each other, or somebody can't find a sock, or one of the younger kids has a black sock on and a white sock, and one might have a hole, or all of the things. I'm like, why is this here? Why can't you find a matching sock? Even though I've tried to buy all the same socks, we always end up with so many odd socks. I don't know who can relate, who has children, but it's crazy. Anyway, we're getting them ready and we're so close to getting them out the door, and anything can happen. But the moment they say their goodbyes and we're blowing kisses and catching kisses and just sending them off the best we can, all of a sudden the house is silent, and all of a sudden there's calm. And me and my husband often sit there and we're like, and that's life. That's life. And sometimes we get thrown really hard obstacles and challenges, and they can seem so intense, and sometimes we don't even see a way out. But then comes the calm, and then comes the silence and the success of actually overcoming, or the success of learning the lesson and getting your aha moment and feeling great again. And sometimes we just have to take a step back and breathe and remember that life is a journey and that there's so much to learn along the way, and that if we just hang in there, we'll make it to the calm, or we'll make it to the moment that we can breathe again and refocus and remember, okay, what's the next step in the day? What's the next step in life? What do I need to do to get to the next goal or to the next milestone, or what do I need to do now to keep me going in the direction of my vision or in the direction of what I choose to do. So I know that it's easy to say, just keep pushing and never give up and all of that. And when you're just in the struggle of life, like for me, I've had so much moments of reflection and questioning, like, is this really where I want to be going in life? And my vision and my purpose is so strong that I remember it. And I'm like, yes, this is just a little hiccup. And there's been moments over the last couple of months where I've just paused or I've just stopped and I have just been. I've allowed myself and I've given myself permission to just be. And sometimes that allows me to go further, because when I'm trying to push and on an empty tank, or I don't have much to give, or my capacity is very small, if I give myself 5 minutes or a day or a week, it actually fills up my tank more and I'm able to go further and I'm able to achieve more. And sometimes when life throws us those challenges and we're just overwhelmed and the struggle is so real, because if it's not another bill coming in, the rent's due or the power's due or the kids are getting bullied or they're fighting, or just there's always something. The struggle will always be there, but it's our ability and our mindset to say, okay, what is this teaching me? What am I learning? How am I going to overcome this? Why is this happening for me? Because things in life happen for us in order to shape us and to grow us and to be able to move us in the direction that we are trying to get to. It's not so much the destination, but the journey. The struggles in life are so real. And it's really comforting when you're honest and you're real and people see you go through stuff. I had a customer the other day in our cafe come through and he's like, man, you guys have been going through a little bit lately, eh? And I'm like, yeah. And he was like, that was us last year. Just one thing after another. And, it just made me realize that we're all in this life together, and some of us go through things and some of us learn and some of us are just sailing through, which is awesome. But it's so comforting to know that we're not alone. And I think why I'm sharing that life is a struggle and there's so many lessons is because I want people to know that they're not alone in the struggle, that there is so much support and there's so much people that understand. Either they've been through it and they have come out on the other side, and sometimes we just need a little bit of support. Sometimes we just need to know that we're not alone in the struggle. And when we isolate ourselves, the struggle just seems worse. And I think sometimes too that our problems aren't as big as what we think they are. I know for me, when I sit in my shit and I'm like, man, this sucks. This is just so hard. And I start to get in my mind and I'm bringing all of these other times and excuses and reasons and meanings to why I'm going through something. It just keeps getting worse. And then the struggle just gets harder. And when I actually set myself time to step back and assess my own struggle and see if it's that bad and take myself out of my head, I realized, you know what, it's not actually that bad. I can overcome this. I can fix this. How can I problem solve? Because I think when we're in the midst of our struggle and we can't see a way out, we have to find one. We have to create one. We have to know that regardless of how we are feeling, we're going to get through it. There's so much things that have happened to me in my life that was sent to destroy me, but I overcame it and I got through it. And that's probably one of my biggest life lessons to date, is that I'm an overcomer, because what life threw at me to destroy me, I overcame. And I started to be able to get through each challenge and obstacle a little bit easier. And I stopped being so much in my head and why is this happening to me? Instead, I would ask myself, why is this happening for me? So I just want to encourage you to take the time to pause and to know that you are not alone and there is support out there. And if you are looking for a bit of support or understanding or help getting back on track, maybe you need to let go of some trauma or to find your purpose, to rediscover your purpose. You can reach out on my social media platforms. You can book a discovery call or look into my one-on-one coaching, and we can together help get you through some of the struggles that life has thrown at you. And I will see you in the next episode.